Hi friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. This is React.js full tutorial series for absolute beginners. Thanks to Mohammed who has written to me asking that I have started the series and I have started covering all the hooks, but it would be helpful if I can list down all the hooks that I'll be covering. So hence this episode where I'll show you and list down all the hooks, what they stand for, and as we progress in the series, I'll be covering each of those hooks in detail. This is part 24 of the series. If you have missed out on the first 23 episodes, make sure that you go back and check them out in order to have continuity to your learning. I had covered hooks as part of episode number 22. I should have covered this episode list of hooks in 23, but that's okay. I've already covered use state. Today we'll go over the list of hooks. I'll be covering the top 20 commonly used React hooks. The first is always use state, which allows functional components to manage local state. This I have already covered in the previous episode, so make sure that you go through that. As we progress in the series, I'll cover each of these hooks in detail. The second is the use effect. Use effects enables side effects such as data fetching or DOM manipulation in functional components. The next we'll learn is use context, which is provides access to the context API, which allows components to consume context values. We will also learn use reducer, which is an alternative to use state. We use reducer in more complex state management, oftenly used with the context API. Next, we will learn use ref, which is a way to provide access and interact with DOM elements directly. We will also use memo, which is for memoizing the results of a function, which helps in optimizing the performance by caching expensive calculations. Use callback is a callback function preventing unnecessary re-renders in child components. Use layout effect, which will help us similar to use effect, but it will run synchronously after all the DOM mutations are done. The next we'll learn is use effect once, which is a custom hook for running an effect only once. We'll also learn use debug value, which allows custom labels or formatting for custom hooks. Use imperative handle. It will help us customize the instance value that is exposed when using React.forwardRef. Use window size. This is for tracking window dimensions. Use key press is for handling keyboard events. Use local storage, that's for interacting with the browser's local storage. Use session storage, which helps us in interacting and working with the browser's session storage. Use online status, it's for detecting whether the device is online or offline. Use hover, this hook will help us in detecting whether an element is being hovered over or not. Use click outside, which will detect if a particular click was done outside a specific element. Use scroll is for tracking the scroll position. Lastly, we will learn use timeout and use interval, which are used for handling timeouts and intervals. So these are the top 20 hooks that I am covering in this series. I've already covered use state in the previous episode, so make sure that you go through it. I've covered in an extensive example. As we progress, these are all important hooks that are oftenly used in enterprise applications, which you will require when you start working on day-to-day basis. That being said, we'll cover these 20 as we progress. In the next episode, I'll be covering use effect. Stay tuned for that. Please do show me some love. Please do like, share and subscribe to my videos. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.